ever wondered what's the difference between some of the different Russian sages? Well, in today's video, we're going to take a look at several different varieties of the Russian sage here behind me and show you what some of the differences are. Now, obviously, I don't have the catalog, I don't have all the details, but what I can do is I can show you the habit of the plant and the color of the flower. And I think that's a lot of times what's important when we're choosing different plants is what does the habit look like? How tall visually is it going to get? And I don't know, most important I think is what does the flower look like as well. So let's go ahead, take a look at these Russian sage as we go walk through the garden. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and look at all of these gorgeous Russian sage that we're going to be able to talk about today to kind of do a comparison video. I think we've got about 8 or 10 varieties or so that we'll be looking at, and these are going to be just my opinion of these plants, like what I'm seeing here as we go along and take a look at them. So this is just a personal opinion and what I'm seeing today. But before we begin, I'm going to go ahead and give you just some of the details that some of you always want to know about the plant before we begin. So let's take a closer look at some of the facts. So Russian sage is also known as Perovskia. They're usually hardy in zones 4 to 9, and depending on the variety that you're looking at, they can vary anywhere from 2 foot to 3 to almost 4 foot tall. They like to be grown in full sun locations and are very drought tolerant once they're established. They do attract the hummingbirds, and as we're going to see today, the pollinators as well. If you're looking for something that's deer resistant, that's another box you can check if you're wanting to add Russian sage to your garden. Gorgeous fragrant foliage. They also make a nice cut flower if you're looking to create your own indoor arrangements. Once you cut a stem, it does last for fairly long in a cut flower display. So let's go ahead and take a look at the various varieties in this garden today. The first one we're going to start off with is the Blue Jean Baby. So Blue Jean Baby is about 24 inches tall, and I would say about 24 to 30 inches wide. It's got excellent branching. The plant is fairly tidy, meaning that it's not cracking open. I'm also seeing quite large flowers or flower stems, so it's creating quite a big dense pop of color. So from a distance, this is something that's going to really give you a very bold look. Denim and Lace is a proven winner variety, and it looks a lot like the Blue Jean Baby. I'm noticing similar in height, maybe just a little bit shorter. As far as a tidy habit, Denim and Lace definitely has a nice tidy habit to it. As far as like, are they blooming at the same time? Yes, I'd say that they both are blooming about the same at the same time. Denim and Lace has nice dense flower stalks, beautiful blooms, and I think overall just a very nice habit. As we continue on, the next one we're going to see is Filigran, and this is a variety I'm not familiar with at all. I know some of the newer varieties, maybe not some of the older varieties, and perhaps this is an older variety. What I'm noticing here with this particular one, not near as dense of habit. It's a little bit stringy, I guess I would say. A little bit more wild looking. Taller, it's about 3 foot tall, and the flowers aren't near as big as what we were seeing on the Denim and Lace. Foliage color is all very similar. Nice long flower spikes. I mean, if you're looking for something tall for cut flower gardens, this would definitely be a taller something that you could pick. But overall, I would say if you have more of a wild or not as kept look in the garden, this might be a better choice. Also too, it's just not quite as dense of color. So I know some people aren't always looking for that big splash of color. This would give you just a little bit more of an airier feel in the garden. This next one here, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm going to pop the name up on the screen. And this is another variety I'm not familiar with. This one here is tall. We're probably talking 3.5 to 4 foot tall. Also, the habit of it is just a little bit unkept, not quite as tidy, but because it is so big, that might have the right placement in your garden if you're looking for something really big. It does have nice large florets on it, so you can see the flowers are very dense, creating a lot of color. So if bigger is what you're going for, this is definitely one of those bigger, taller varieties. And nice blue-gray foliage. They all have got that nice blue-gray foliage on it. So yeah, let's just take a quick look back at what we've seen so far so that you can kind of see them side by side. All right, we're about halfway through the bed. The next one we have is called Little Spire, which is not so little at all. This one too is about 3 to 3.5 foot tall. The habit of Little Spire, not bad. A little bit broken open, but not, I mean, it's not split open like, you know, sometimes plants do, but just a little bit more open. Tall flower spikes, not quite as dense as some of them that we've seen earlier, but I do think that they are fairly dense, so they do put on quite a lot of color. If you are looking for a bigger sage, I would say I would do this Little Spire over the one we just saw before it. The habit is better than the one we just saw. But yeah, definitely a very large plant that takes up a lot of space. I would say, I told you the height was about 3.5 to 4 foot. I would say the width on this is probably going to get to be about 4 foot too, as the plant becomes really mature. The next one we have is Sage Advice, which is another proven winner variety. And this is back to more of a compact habit, a nice habit as well. So you can see they don't break open. They have a good habit going on here. That's one thing when I look at plants is it a plant that I have to do little work to? Is it a plant that's going to crack open? Because that's not a plant that's going to need a little work. That would be something you have to keep trimming it so that it doesn't split open. So definitely Sage Advice is nice and compact and something that in a smaller space in a garden you could tuck one of these little guys in. Nice dense flowers, nice flower spikes, overall very good habit. And then the last one there on the end is CrazyBlue. So CrazyBlue is one of the varieties that are part of the Bloomables program. And CrazyBlue is a little taller than Sage Advice. CrazyBlue is about 2.5 to 3 foot tall. It does have a nice habit. The flowers are not quite as full as Denim and Lace or Sage Advice. The pollinators are going crazy for CrazyBlue. We'll go in closer and you can see this has a nice habit. It's not split open. It's really playing nicely. It's about 3 foot wide, so it creates a really nice clump of color and great for that midsummer garden. So hopefully this video was informative for you if you were looking to make a decision as to which sage would be best for you in your landscape. There definitely is a lot of great choices, and I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, no matter which one you pick, I mean, you cannot go wrong. It's just, what are you looking for? Are you looking for something more compact? Are you looking for something taller? Are you looking for something with more of a thinner, finer flower, or something with just a little bit thicker clump going on? They all attract the pollinators, they're all drought tolerant, and they all love being in the full sun. And as a side note, they pair very well with the Nephofia, which is the plant that you are seeing also blooming in this trial bed right now. We're going to put links to our website in the description below. So if there are any of these that you are interested in that we carry, we will put a link for you so you can get them bought and added to your garden. We do ship all over the United States, so if there's something you want, we can get them shipped directly to your door. Again, questions or comments, I love to hear questions from you, because there's a lot of times that there's a lot of new gardeners watching and there's a lot of experienced gardeners. So if there's something I maybe missed or that you'd like to add to the information on these Russian sage, I'd love to have it. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.